I mean, I would describe us today as being in a bit of a DEI backlash.
I think so.
It's really interesting watching different companies' responses to that. I mean, law firms in particular. What's your thoughts on all of that?
I think a lot of lawyers feel we are lawyers, we must respect the law. If the law says that this is something we can't do, then we shouldn't do it. And I think, I completely accept and respect that perspective. The flip side is we are a profession. And if lawyers don't stand up for the rule of law, how could we expect anyone else to? And, that is easy to say and much harder to do and put in practice. There are clearly firms that have, and there are clearly ways to do so. And so I will say hats off to those firms for sure. They have taken big risks. But that does not mean, I look at, some of the firms that have made deals with the Trump administration. Again, I think it's,
They're running a company, it's pragmatism.
You can't judge unless you've walked in their shoes. And the reality is, I think the only regret I would particularly say I have about the way this has all rolled out as we look, across into Trump's, first 100 days and how it's affected law firms in particular, is that if we had actually as lawyers, as a profession said, we have a, hard line on this, there is a red line, and even if it hurts, we must find that line and stick to it, then I think we might see a different outcome. And easy again to say that. In the moment, that's not, what are you doing? You're ringing everybody up. You're asking, how do you actually kind of have collective action? And I hope we will start to see that be some of the, the real answers to the issues we face today, is that people start to stick together, or in our case, in a legal perspective, it's where the law is and what an abuse of the law looks like. How do we identify that? Because that's something really we are uniquely qualified to do.
Absolutely.
And if we don't, then our profession will fall. I think that is the biggest risk we face today. Certainly the rule of law is under attack.